In 1960s Britain, the roads were changing. The country was moving forward. New tower blocks were rising in cities. Motorways stretched across the countryside. Music, fashion, and culture were all beginning to feel modern. And sitting proudly outside hotels, theaters, golf clubs, and smart suburban homes were the luxury cars that seemed to represent success itself. Back then, owning a luxury British car meant something special. It was not only about speed or comfort, it was about image, about arriving somewhere and being noticed. Some of these cars belonged to businessmen. Some were driven by celebrities. Others were bought by ordinary people who simply wanted to look more successful than they really were. Today, many of these once proud machines have faded into history. But in the 1960s, they were symbols of ambition, class, and style. So tonight, we're counting down 10 British cars that made you look rich in the 1960s, even if you weren't. Number 10. The Wolseley 1660. Introduced in 1961 by the British Motor Corporation, the Wolseley 1660 was designed for people who wanted luxury without the frightening price tag. At first glance, it looked elegant and expensive. The chrome grille gave it a formal appearance. Inside, there was polished wood trim, leather seating, and thick carpets that made the cabin feel far more luxurious than many expected. Under the bonnet sat a modest 1.6-liter engine. It was not particularly fast, but that was never really the point. People loved the Wolseley because it looked respectable. Teachers, local businessmen, and office managers all bought them to project success. Park one outside a semi-detached house in 1964, and neighbors instantly assumed you were doing well in life. Number 9. The Rover P5. The Rover P5 first appeared in the late 1950s, but it became one of Britain's most respected luxury cars during the 1960s. Built by Rover, this large saloon carried an air of quiet authority. It was smooth, comfortable, and extremely dignified. The interior felt like a gentleman's club on wheels. Wood veneers covered the dashboard, while the seats felt more like armchairs than car seats. Later versions gained a powerful V8 engine that made the car surprisingly quick for its size. Politicians, company directors, and even government ministers were often seen riding in Rover P5s. But what made it special was its understated style. Unlike flashy sports cars, the Rover whispered wealth instead of shouting it.
Number 8. The Jaguar Mark II. Few British cars captured the spirit of the 1960s quite like the Jaguar Mark II. Produced by Jaguar from 1959 onward, the Mark II combined luxury with genuine performance. It had sweeping curves, a low roofline, and plenty of chrome. Even standing still, it looked fast. Inside, buyers found polished walnut dashboards and soft leather upholstery. Under the bonnet, powerful 6-cylinder engines gave the car impressive speed. People loved the Mark II because it made them feel important. It carried a certain confidence. Bank managers drove them. Doctors drove them. Even criminals seemed to like them. For many people in Britain, owning a Jaguar meant you had truly made it. Number 7. The Humber Super Snipe. The Humber Super Snipe was built by the Roots Group and became one of Britain's classic executive cars. Large and imposing, it looked every bit like an official government vehicle. The design was conservative but elegant. Huge chrome bumpers, a wide grille, and a spacious cabin gave the car a very expensive appearance. The engine was smooth and reliable, making long-distance driving comfortable. Families who bought a Humber often wanted something prestigious without paying Jaguar prices, and from a distance, many people could hardly tell the difference. The Super Snipe had a certain old-fashioned charm. It belonged to an era when luxury meant comfort, silence, and polished wood.
Number 6. The Triumph 2000. When Triumph introduced the 2000 in 1963, Britain suddenly had a modern-looking luxury saloon. Styled by Italian designer Giovanni Michelotti, the car looked sleek and fresh compared to older British saloons. The interior was airy and stylish. There were comfortable seats, elegant instruments, and excellent visibility. Its straight-six engine delivered smooth performance, while the suspension gave passengers a comfortable ride. Young professionals loved the Triumph 2000 because it looked sophisticated without feeling old-fashioned. In many ways, it represented the modern Britain of the 1960s. It was the kind of car a successful architect or television producer might drive through London late at night. Number 5. The Vanden Plas Princess 4-liter R. Now, this was a car designed to impress.
Built by Vanden Plas in 1964, the Princess 4-liter R looked formal, expensive, and deeply British. The front grille resembled something from a Rolls-Royce. Inside, passengers sat among thick walnut trim and beautifully crafted leather seats. The car used a large 6-cylinder engine that delivered smooth and effortless performance. Although it never sold in huge numbers, the Princess gave middle-class buyers the feeling of upper-class luxury. It looked like the sort of car that should arrive outside a country hotel with a chauffeur opening the door. Even today, it still carries a certain elegance.
Number 4. The Daimler V8 250. Daimler had always been associated with royalty in official cars, and the V8 250 continued that tradition in a smaller package. Introduced in 1962, it shared much of its body with the Jaguar Mark II, but added its own character. The compact V8 engine gave the car strong performance and a wonderfully smooth sound. Inside, it was beautifully finished with wood and leather everywhere. People bought Daimlers because the badge carried prestige. To many ordinary people in Britain, a Daimler owner seemed wealthy automatically. The V8 250 offered that image at a slightly more reachable price, and for ambitious middle-class buyers, that mattered enormously. Number 3. The Austin Westminster. The Austin Westminster represented traditional British comfort at its finest. Produced by the Austin division of BMC, it was large, roomy, and built for relaxed driving. The styling was conservative, but that actually helped its image. It looked dependable and important. Inside, passengers enjoyed bench seats, polished trim, and plenty of space. The Westminster became popular among businessmen and professional families who wanted a luxury car without appearing too flashy. It was the kind of vehicle often seen outside respectable suburban homes in the 1960s. Quietly confident, solidly British.
Number 2. The Ford Zodiac Mark III. Ford may have been known for ordinary family cars, but the Zodiac was something very different. Introduced in the early 1960s, the Zodiac Mark III looked almost American in style. It had tail fins, lots of chrome, and a wide front grille that demanded attention. Under the bonnet sat a 6-cylinder engine that gave smooth and confident performance. The interior featured plush seats and stylish details that made drivers feel important. The Zodiac became popular with people climbing the social ladder. If you wanted neighbors to think you had done well for yourself, a Zodiac certainly helped. For many working-class families moving into the middle class, this car represented achievement. Number 1. The Jaguar XJ6. When Jaguar launched the XJ6 in 1968, Britain suddenly had one of the finest luxury saloons in the world. Designed by Sir William Lyons, the XJ6 looked sleek, low, and incredibly elegant. Everything about the car felt expensive. The long bonnet, the chrome details, the smooth flowing lines. Inside, there was leather, walnut wood, and deep comfort everywhere you looked. The 6-cylinder engine delivered strong performance while remaining quiet and refined. What truly made the XJ6 special was how it combined luxury and speed in one beautiful package. It looked like a millionaire's car. Yet compared with rivals from Rolls-Royce or Mercedes-Benz, it was far more affordable. For ambitious buyers in late 1960s Britain, the Jaguar XJ6 became the ultimate symbol of success. Even people who could barely afford one often dreamed of owning one.